Hi, my name is KevinGarza and I am showing the changes I've done to the project for the CA2 of SPAD. So the first issue I have found is that to make the DB connection, we need to hardcode the password in the db.java. So basically that's the first issue, of first vulnerability. And what I have done to solve it is um, use the environment variables. So basically, I set up environment variable for user and environment variable for password. And the way I set that up is I'm showing. I go to properties and then run, and then I set those environment variables with -z, and then the 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 variable I'm gonna use on the code and then the value of the variable. So I got like db underscore password equals my password that is kept root, and then the user that I use that is root. So that's what I have done, and then I just use the db password and the user here. That those are environment variables. So by that way, the passwords are not hard-coded in the code. The next vulnerability I have found is an SQL injection on the librarian DAO.java for the librarian login section. So basically, what is wrong in the code is that the variables are hard-coded in the select query for the SQL. So basically, what I have done to fix that is just use the interrogation quotes to binding those interrogation quotes. So by binding that, it's like I am not hard coding the variables on the SQL query. So doing that, it's not possible to do the SQL injection. Yeah, and so basically doing that, it's giving me like the username or password error because I have fixed that there. But in the vulnerable application, if I do that, I go through the login. So that's the SQL injection. The next vulnerability I have found is the same SQL injection on the users DAO.java, that is the users login section. So basically, how I fixed it was the same approach using the interrogation signals here and the select query, and then binding the values to the query, and that avoids the query to be injected. So basically, what was there was the same as in the librarian, like the variables were hard coded, and on the application side, once it's fixed, it's throwing this login error that is saying your username or password is missing here. And on the vulnerable application, I can go through using that method. The next vulnerability I have found is that when you introduce any value like blank space on the search field on the view users section, it is showing the entire table. That shouldn't be like that. It's because it has no restriction about what values can you put in the search bar. So to fix it, okay, I have put some restriction on that. So basically, if you put something that is wrong, like a blank space, it's saying like, please use letter, space, or hyphen. So I'm putting a letter, so it's throwing me something, yeah. But if I put something weird, it's giving me the error message. So that's it. Okay, so to fix that vulnerability, I've implemented a pattern on the code. So the search field um, should be introduced only with those patterns, and if not, it's gonna throw an error message. So by that, I am assuring that the input should be only like valid characters. When using Sneak tool in the Visual Studio, I have got a bunch of code quality issues, and the vulnerability I have talked about in the db.java. So basically, what it is saying here is like the DB, the connection is not closed. After open, the connection is not closed. So to the connection to the database. So but basically, what I have done is implement a close after the connection. I implemented a connection close to avoid the connection to be open longer than it is actually needed. Another vulnerability given by Sneak is that it is saying that I am using that the application is using a double equal, and that's not the best approach. So basically, what it's suggesting is to use the method equals, and that's what I have implemented. And last, the vast majority of the issues given by Sneak is the missing connection. It's around 80, so I haven't implemented them all because a lack of time. But yeah, it was. My conclusion is that Sneak is a pretty useful tool that can give a lot of clues, and it has a lot of implementations on security testing. Thank you.